All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to our Monday Night Team Zoom. I'm super excited to have you guys all on. I see a couple new faces on here. For anybody that I have not met before, my name is Crystal Pearl. I'm one of your Ambassador Diamond Uplines. And this is something that we do every single week. This is our time on Monday nights to come together as a team, and we always kind of try to give you different tips and ideas and things that you can take with you throughout the week to help you to build your business and become massively successful with this opportunity. So we're excited to pour into you guys for a little bit tonight, and we're going to be talking a little bit about pop-ups, because I know that has been the hot topic right now. I know a lot of you are jumping on the pop-up bandwagon, and you want to know all the things on how to make it massively successful, or maybe you're on and you've heard about it, but you don't know if it's something that you could do, or maybe you're a little nervous to do. So we wanted to just kind of hop on and share with you guys a little bit about how they work and some tips to make it really successful for you. This last weekend, we just did a pop-up at US Bank Stadium, which is in Minnesota, for those of you that aren't from the Twin Cities area, and they had a big holiday boutique. Christina Treat, who's going to be joining me, she set that up for us, and it was amazing, and it was so much fun because we got to use the brand new pop-up setup, all of the new tools, and just try all the things that just got unleashed at the last boot camp. So that was really fun to be able to experiment and try some new things, and we had a massively successful weekend. We ended up selling over, I think it was just a little over $1,100 in samples. So we made a really great profit. We got, more importantly than anything, we got the samples and the products in people's hands so that they could try them and experience them and see what It Works is all about. So that was super exciting, and the feedback was just amazing. Everybody was loving the products. Everybody was excited about the products. It was new, it was fresh. And it was amazing because there were so many people that have said, what? I've never even heard of this before. And, I just think it's so funny because with this rebranding, a lot of people are kind of coming in and checking us out, which is just really exciting. So we're going to share with you guys some things we did to make it really successful. But I wanted to just real quick give a shout out too to, I saw Melinda Miller. I don't know, I didn't see if she was on or not, but I know she did a pop-up this weekend. I saw her post that in Legacy. She made $125 in sample cash. So shout out to Melinda, that is amazing. I know Jessica York, who is brand new. I think she's just maybe a month in, for sure, no more than 2 months in. She did her first pop-up and she made $140 in sample cash. So I am just so proud of you guys. If you guys are out there doing pop-ups, definitely let us know how they're going for you. Be loud about it on the team page because we want to celebrate with you. It's just really exciting. And it's such a great time for it because, when I started this business a little over 9 years ago, this is really how we built our business. Social media was not a thing. There was Facebook. I think I actually had a MySpace, if you can believe it or not. Some of you that are young and on this, you don't even know what that is probably, but it was like Facebook before there was a Facebook. It was really cool. We made profiles with like fun backgrounds and music. It was actually really cool. I liked MySpace. But anyways, Facebook wasn't even a thing, and it was for people that were in college, and that was pretty much strictly it. So there was no social media. So the way that we built our business was we had wrap parties, and we got out and we did trade shows and expos and events, and we talked to people. And then for a while, the trend kind of shifted, and everything was online, everything was social. Facebook took off, social media platforms took off. And although that is such an amazing way for us to build our business, and it's such a great tool, I think for a while people have gotten to this point where they miss physical communication. They miss actually talking to somebody and being able to touch and experience different products and different things that are out there. And so this is why it's so cool, is because you really have an opportunity to get out there, to have a conversation with somebody, to have them try the products, to have them experience them. They may have seen these products on social media, but they haven't tried them yet. So it's such an awesome open door. Somebody's already opened that door for you, and now you can go ahead and close it because you have the products right there that they can sample and experience. And and all of those things that kind of come along with it. So again, just shout out for all of you that are jumping on this and doing this. First of all, we're going to talk about how to find pop-ups, because I know that's a big hot topic. People are saying, okay, I'm interested in doing them, but I don't know how to find them. So I would say right now is honestly one of the best times of the year to find different events, and you can do them really, really affordably as well. With the holidays coming up, there are so many holiday boutiques, craft boutiques, churches do gift extravaganzas. Like, there is stuff every single weekend. Like, there's so much going on right now. I couldn't even possibly do every single event in my area because there are so many different things going on. So just look for different places in your area. You know, I know when I'm driving down the road, like, I see signage all over the place that says this weekend holiday boutique or holiday extravaganza. You know, reach out to those places and see if they have open booths. If they already have an It Works vendor, a lot of the times they don't. So make sure that you're asking those questions. But this is such an awesome time because, like I said, there's something every single weekend up until the holidays. So look for those opportunities. You can search them on Facebook. If you just put in holiday boutique or holiday bazaar, or you look in your events in Facebook, you'll find different things in there. Another really great thing to do is just go on your wall and just ask. Don't even say you're looking to be a vendor at places. Just go on and ask, hey, who knows of holiday boutiques coming up in the next few weeks? I want to support small business this season. And just ask a question like that, because you will get different people that will tell you about different events that are going on. So that's a really simple way that you can find them. Also, if you know other people that do vendor events, you know, maybe you have friends that they have their own like crafty type things or jewelry or different things like that, you know, definitely reach out to them and just say, hey, I'm interested in getting into some events over the next couple weeks. Do you know of any events that are coming up? And they will give you those leads. So make sure you're asking those questions. A lot of those, again, those holiday boutiques, you know, the one we just did at US Bank it was a spendy show, I'm not gonna lie. And so when I say we made $1,100 in sample cash, it's because there was a lot of people walking through that space. It was a very big show. Do not think that you have to do these very big, bold, expensive shows. A lot of my really successful shows have been shows that have been anywhere from $30 to $50. So don't think that you need to make a big investment to get into these shows, just so you know. But holiday boutiques, craft fairs, a lot of salons are going to be doing different things where they're having different holiday parties, or they're inviting different vendors in. When I was in the salon, before I went full time with It Works, I was a hairstylist, and usually every Friday and Saturday during the holidays, we had different people that came in and they set up a table, whether they were selling jewelry or different sort of crafty type things. So a lot of salons, they will allow you to come in and do that. So you can reach out to salons and ask if they're having any ladies nights, or if that's something that they would be open to. Boutiques, a lot of wineries right now and breweries are doing like holiday sip and shop type of things. So definitely reach out to them and ask them if they have any events coming up that they are letting vendors come in for the holiday season, because a lot of places are doing that. And then also, don't be afraid to host your own. And this is where I'm going to hand it over to Christina for, is she still on? Yeah, she is. Okay. I'm going to hand it over to Christina for just a minute, because she is hosting her own pop-up in her home this coming Friday, and it's just a genius idea. So Christina, talk a little bit about that for us.
Yeah, so when Crystal said that, like, back in the day, it'll be almost 9 years, this was like my jam. Like, this is legitimately how I built my entire business. And you guys, like, we were so desperate for money that, like, my $300 at a wrap party, like, only wraps, like, got us groceries for the week, or diapers. And so I love that this is coming back. And so I actually created a couple of things I want to talk about. I'm having a sip and shop at my house Friday night. I just created the event. I'm making some keto friendly, like, / low carb hors d'oeuvres. I'm having some red and white wines, and that's how I advertised it. And then I also put in there that I'm going to sip and sample for some of our new products. So I'm going to have the pop up. I have the banner; it's on its way, so I'm excited. I'll have that up. And I'm not, like, spending a lot of time preparing for this. Like, this is fun for me. I get to have girlfriends over. In fact, a lot of my neighbors that I, like, invited them to this event are like, we're coming. We can't wait. We want to try your stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, I hang out with you all the time and you've never brought it up. So again, when Crystal says people want to try it, they want to taste it, and it looks beautiful. So like people see our pictures of like the little cups and they're like, well, what is that? Like, I want to try that. So don't be afraid to do your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have people over, and then I'm actually doing a giveaway of a $25 Visa gift card for anybody who brings a guest, and then a $25 Target gift card. And you guys, like, if that's not in your budget, don't feel like you have to, like, you can't have a sip and sample because you can't do a gift card. I'm just doing that because I just am having like girlfriends over, and I thought it'd be another fun way for me to get people in. And then what I'm also doing is, and you guys should go check your local Office Depot. So I was in there getting some stuff printed last week, and I just asked her, like, do you guys ever do any holiday vendor things? And she said yes. And so she actually just emailed me yesterday and was like, I want you to be in it for December. So next Thursday, from 11 to 2, I get to go in there for free. They also print out a free banner that is like a huge banner that goes in the front of your table with your logo for free. And you get to take that home, and then they advertise for you. And so I'm going in there, and I'm gonna blow up the Keto Coffee, because people that are coming in there from 11 to 2, like, they're office people, they're going to want coffee. So I'm going to do the exact same thing as I'm doing at my house. I'm just having the pop-up, super, super simple. And it looks beautiful. So that's my other one I'm doing. And then I actually went to a couple of my friends that are neighbors that do other MLMs, Beachbody, Young Living. My one friend's a hairstylist, and one does like those cute graphic tees. She has like a Cricut, and she does her own like side gig. And so I reached out to all of them, and I created a message, and I just said, hey, are you guys open to just like teaming up and having a girls' night together? And then you guys invite your friends, I invite mine. We advertise for each other on our social and Instagram stories. And they said, yep. So then we're doing that the following weekend. So I like literally have something once a week for up until, like, I think my last one is, well, then we do Duluth in January. So my goal was to get one created every single week. And you guys, if you go and use your like brain a little bit and kind of dig deeper, like not just the big ones, if you guys can't afford those, go to your office store tomorrow, call them and ask, or call them tonight, like, and ask, would you guys be willing to do this? Because they said they get small businesses in every single month that they like to have somebody in there. So that is one thing that I did. And then the last thing is, Krista mentioned about like the vendor events and those things. And if you guys can't afford the vendor events, then team up with a team member or a sideline sister, and like just do it together just to get your like the word out there that you're doing this. But honestly, I'm doing at least 3 at my house before Christmas starts, or before Christmas happens. So don't be afraid that even if 4 people come, you guys, that's 4 people that could easily become a customer. And when you're in front of people, I signed 2 customers when we were at the show. Like right on the spot. I know Megan Gerke signed 3. I don't know if Crystal or Katie or Brandy signed anybody, but it was super easy because we just had the product there in front of them, and we upsold them so easily because they saw the product there. So even if you can get a girlfriend to do a pop-up for you at her house, and you give her like a 5-day sample of coffee for free, or Super Reds for free, or something like that. So those things, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do those things. And I highly encourage you to get your calendar out. And Cami on the VIP call today said, like, get your calendar out and plan where you want these last 2 months of the year to go. The last couple months of 2019, where do you want it to go? So get out there tomorrow and like figure that out, figure out what your game plan is and what you want. And even if you can only do 1 a week, that's 1 more than you're doing now. So I'm just excited. It's my jam. I love pop-ups because it's me getting out of my house, and I just think they're fun. So
absolutely. And I love that you said teaming up with other people that have small businesses, because I think that that's so huge. So especially if you have people in your area that have small business, team up with them, because what a fun night out for like people to come try some of the products, get some of their Christmas shopping done in like a small setting. And other small business people would love to do that with you. And it's such a great way to all tap into each other's markets. And it just makes for a really fun night. And, you know, even too, if you have, you know, people on your team or even sidelines that live close to you, you know, team up and do one together. Each of you invite your contacts, because it's always more fun when we have more people, and it's fun to do things with others. So, you know, lots of really good ideas. And I would never have even thought to ask it. If you said it was Office Depot,
Yeah.
I would never even have thought of that. So that is genius.
Yeah.
So if you have an Office Depot by you, definitely call them and see if they do that in your area as well.
Yeah, they said they do one a month. And one, I forgot to mention this too. So I did a video in Legacy about my box that I do, like that I go to salons and I'm having them do drawings. So my goal is and you guys, if you didn't see it, just type in, I don't even know what I labeled it, but I can bump it up. But I just put like a box I found at Hobby Lobby for $3 and I cut a hole. It's nothing fancy. And I just printed something out and laminated it and put it on the front of the box. And so what I'm going to do with those is come the new year, I'm going to reach out to these people and I'm going to keep all these leads and I'm going to have them host a sip and sample for me or a pop-up shop or whatever you want to call it, because I'm going to bring the bottle of wine, which again, if you can't do that, then don't say that you can bring wine. You can still do it without that. I just clearly like wine and I like hanging out with people. So I don't know. So that's like my night out to like, I'm going to go have fun. And I mean, we had a blast at this show. Like Chris and I may have had too much fun, but we were like giggling and laughing. And it was just like, the energy was just so fun. We all had a great time. And so you guys like get out and have fun. Like it's so great to be behind a computer and on a phone. But if you have the ability to get out of your house and just have fun, it just makes you so excited again. So I don't know. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely. And I know, like for me, when I first started in this business, I was so shy and introverted. The idea of doing an event freaked me out. So if you are there, just know that you're not alone. But when you get behind that table, like you are the expert. You know more than anybody coming up to your booth. And like I said, it really builds your confidence in the products. And it is fun because people taste things and they're excited about it and they're excited to hear more. So it just makes you even more excited about what you have your hands on. And really, this business is all about growing, and it's going to help you to grow. It's really going to help take you to the next level as far as, you know, some of that personal development and that personal growth that we know is so important as you grow in this business. So don't be afraid of doing it. Okay, so let's talk about display, because I think sometimes people think, okay, well, I don't really know, like I don't have anything. One thing that I love is I had all of the stuff for an event. And then when they came out with the new pop-up, I was just like, I always get excited about new fun things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want the new display. It's so cute. So I ordered everything off of the Amazon shopping cart. So one thing that's really cool, if you have not seen this yet, is when they, in the document section, in the document that tells you everything you need to know about a pop-up. I love it. They made it so simple for you. It literally tells you what you need to have, what to do before the event, what to do during the event, what to do after the event. There's scripts for follow-up. Everything is there. But it's really cool because they have a link to an Amazon cart, and you can literally click the link and it will take you to an Amazon shopping cart, and you can add every single thing that they have on their pop-up table. So I did that. I think it was just a little less than $200. So for some of you, that might not be feasible right now, but maybe you can team up with somebody, and maybe, you know, maybe it's somebody that you like to work with, you like to do events with, or maybe it's somebody on your team, and you can say like, hey, I'll get this, this, and that. You get this, this, and that, and we'll do events together, or we can share. When you have an event, you can use it. When I have an event, I can use it. However, you know, however you need to make it work, but it's super, super affordable. And actually, a lot of the stuff is really cute. So when I'm not doing events, I'm going to have it in my house, like for decor, because it's really cute. So it kind of works for both ways. But the display is just so simple. It's so elegant. Like I said, I love that it goes along with our rebranding. You know, for some of you, you just started in this business, so you've just seen the clean, the white, the crisp. But for some of you like me, you've been in a while and you came in when it was all black, green, and bling. Get your sexy back. It was very bold, very glittery. And although all of that is fun, I love that the new display is just so chic. It's so clean. It's so beautiful. We had a totally different crowd coming up to our booth, and I believe it's just from the rebranding and the beauty of it. And one thing that's really cool is that although we have gotten our foot in the door and we have gotten our place on the map with that crazy wrap thing and the wraps and the facials and all of that, those products are still so amazing. I took all of the wrap and all of the big bold It Works off of my table because I didn't want somebody not coming up to our booth because they think they know what It Works is, because they have no idea. We are so much more than just a body wrap and so much more than just a facial wrap. And so one thing that was really cool is that we had so many people coming up to the table, and they would, we'd be talking, they'd be like, oh, It Works, I think I've heard about that. And then we get into conversation, they say, oh, it's that wrap thing. I didn't even know you guys had any other products above and beyond that. So it was so fun and fresh. So I would just really recommend when you're doing your display to, as fun as it is, especially for our old timers, like some of us, we don't like change. It's really hard to change. Get away from the black, green, and bling. Go with the new setup. Try to just focus on some of the newer fun products that people can sip and sample, because it's going to get their foot in the door. You're going to hear about their goals, and then you can start talking to them about our flagship products that they haven't tried, but they need to know that we're more than just a wrap. So I really love the new setup because it just really goes along with that. It's going to get more people into your booth, more people experiencing what we have to offer. So display, keep it super simple. I love the Amazon cart. If you don't want to do the Amazon cart, you could also, like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, they'll all have very similar things. It's just you have to go out and shop. And for me, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I love the idea of Amazon Prime, that I can just get it all shipped right to my house, and that works really well for me. So let's talk about, when you are doing an event, how to get people in your booth, because I think this is sometimes something that people get really freaked out about. They think like, oh, I have to be this really bold personality and I have to like try to pull them in, and you really, really don't. So one thing that we really did at the show, and I think it works great, is we had the samples out on the table, and we just simply asked, as people walk by, hey, would you like to sample some products today? And we just were really laid back about it. Do you want to try some products? And people do. So really, that's all you have to say. And then as they come into the booth, one thing that I think was really cool and I really liked, and Christine, if there's anything you want to add to this, is when they came in and they said, what are we sampling? We now have the sample bar menu. So you can literally just say, these are the products that we're sampling today, which is the keto coffee, the collagen, and the vitamin water, which is your reds and your greens. So it's so, so simple, because you can give them just a quick little blurb. You can literally, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know much about the product, you can literally read what every single product is, and then just ask them what they're interested in trying. A lot of people wanted to try everything, and that was great, because then we had them there for a little bit. We could talk about their goals. Are their goals weight loss? Are their goals anti-aging? Where are they at? And this is the way that as you're sampling these products, simply they're going to take a sip and you're going to ask them, what do you think? How do you think that tastes? What did you, what are your goals? So you're going to keep them really, really simple. So the goal is get them in, have them start trying things, and then start asking them, what are some of their goals? You also want to make sure that you're letting them know that you're doing a giveaway for some free products. And what we did is we just did little sample packs are going to be our free product giveaways. So we encouraged them to sign up for our drawing. We had, I kind of played around with mine a little bit. I have the printouts, the new pop-up printouts that say that they can find you on Facebook or Instagram to get an entry into the drawing. I did just those on the first day, and then the second day I switched it up to getting them to fill out the paper, and then also telling them, here's a way that you can get a second entry, and giving out that paper form. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is all in the document section under pop-up, so you can go in there and see that. But you want to make sure that you're getting their contact information, because you want to be able to follow up with these people. You want to be able to connect with them on social, whether or not, if they're there and it's not super crazy. It was pretty busy for us, so sometimes it was easier to just be like, hey, are you on Facebook or are you on Instagram? You can friend me right now. But sometimes it was so busy we didn't really have time to do that, so it's just easier to say, here's a paper copy, fill it out, and we could get their contact information that way. And then you're just going to simply tell them that they can take stuff home with them today if they want to try it out and give it a fair shot. So that's when you can say, whatever you decide to do. We did build your own sample packs. So we had keto coffee, collagen, the reds, the greens. We also had keto energy there. We had hydrate. And then we had other things too, like we had BFF, we had some of the pods, the keto coffee pods, and we just kind of sold those as conversation came up. But definitely let them know that they can take something home today to try if they want to experience it and try it for 5 days and then let you know what they think. And I really, really like this because one, it's going to help you to make cash at the event. And then two, I know if they use the products for 5 days, if they use the products for 3 days, they're going to love them. They're going to feel really awesome. If they don't like it one way, they have a few more different packets that they can try it different ways, if they like it sweeter, if they like it less sweeter, whatever it may be. So I know that if they buy a sample pack for me, they are going to become a loyal customer. So my goal there, as much as I love to sign a loyal on the spot, my main goal is I would love for them to buy a sample pack because I want to make the cash. And I know when they try it, they're going to become a customer. And when they love it, they'll probably even get more than just that product because now they're going to trust me that they love the product. So there's not a right or a wrong way, but don't get discouraged if you go to these events and you're not signing customers. The goal is to sell samples and get samples in people's hands and to get those leads. So we always want to make sure that we're getting those leads.
I just want to touch on that real quick too, Crystal.
Yes.
And if you guys like are worried that you don't have all these samples to sell at these events, like don't not do a pop-up because you don't have the samples. The try it menu, like you really only need like a couple samples if you're doing the event. If you run out, then start a wait list. Tell people like, we ran out. We couldn't even keep it on the shelves. So that also creates excitement and that creates urgency. If we got to the point where we ran out of, we did have this happen, but if we would have started a wait list and we would have just text them like, hey, you know, we ran out. We're gonna collect the money right now. It's like a pre-order, and then we're gonna ship it to you. Get their address, get their information. So I just don't want you guys to think like, okay, well, you know, if I don't have all the product and I can't afford to get all of it, then just if you know that you're gonna be having a show, run your auto shipment. For just the try it menu, the 3 things or 4 things, whatever you can afford. And you're going to make at least over your $85 back at a show if you have samples. Like it was flying off the shelves. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is make sure that you guys know how you love the product. Like if you're not drinking the super reds or the greens, how are you going to tell somebody the best way to make it? So like I knew exactly how I love everything. And that was very personal then too. I could say like, I love my collagen hot every night before bed. All the other girls like theirs cold. They love it cold. I love it hot. It's personal preference. You have 5-day samples. Now you know how you can try it. So make sure that you're trying the product, you guys, because if you can't tell somebody like, this is what the reds taste like, this is what the 2 reds and the company hydrate, like if you don't know, then how are they going to trust that you know, that you can actually like say this is what I love. So that's just another thing. And you guys, this is a business. So you should be running your 80 BB auto shipment minimum and putting those pop-up things only. Like if that's all you can afford, just pre-sell those suckers. Like just get your list going and say, I only have 15 collagen, 5-day samples. That's 3 people. So it's just, I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't want you guys to not do pop-ups if you don't have the product. Team up with maybe somebody who does have the product that's willing to split leads with you, or that's, you know, just get creative, but don't not do it because you can't afford it or because you don't have sample packs. So just want to throw that out there.
Absolutely. And having those products to sample, like even if you have like literally 1 bag of keto coffee and you run out, you know, sample it and just tell people like, oh my gosh, it's been crazy today. I totally sold out, and they're going to want it even more. So
create urgency, and they're excited. They're like,
yeah.
I want it.
Yes, exactly. So, and that's where the pre-selling comes in easy. You know, I just ran out, but I can get you on the list. I can get your address and I can order it right after the show, and you will be the next on my list to get your pack, to get your sample pack. People will do that. They absolutely will. So I love what Christina said. Don't avoid doing one because you're not sure if you have the products. I would say, in my opinion, if you can only afford to get 1 or 2 products to sample, I would for sure do well, gosh, I can't say 1 or 2. I have to say 3 because I just have to. I would for sure do the keto coffee. I would for sure do the chocolate greens because the majority of people are going to drink the keto coffee with the chocolate greens.
Yeah.
And then I would absolutely do the collagen.
Yes.
Collagen
Same.
and keto coffee were like selling like hotcakes. That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody loves the taste of it. They love the reds and the greens as well, but it's just collagen and keto coffee go like crazy. So those are the ones that I would for sure make sure that you have.
I just have one more thing really quick. Sorry, I just thought of that. The collagen was for sure, like that one's my second favorite product. But also, don't be afraid. Like if you guys have these samples, don't be afraid to upsell them on multiple sample packs. Like there were so many people that bought 5 reds, 5 greens, 5 keto coffees, 5 chocolate greens, all in one transaction, 5 collagen. Like we made $50 in one transaction several times on so many samples. So if you do have them, again, you're the expert. Be confident in saying, do you want to try them? Like, you know, and I even gave them the option several times of like, do you want to become a customer? Like, I just want them to be able to choose. And they were like, no, I want to try all samples. And it was $50. So just don't underestimate like where people want to spend money, and they come to these things to spend money. So when you have those things, again, if you can afford them, like just make it your goal to make sure everybody gets a taste of that, and then make sure you're confident and you upsell. Like we have all of these in sample packs. So that's just another, I just want to throw that out there quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you said that because this time of year at these holiday shows, especially, like people are coming to spend money. Like that is in their head. That is their plan. A lot of them have set a budget for what they're going to spend at this show, and they usually go over it, but they're going to spend money somewhere. So why not be with you? And don't prejudge. Don't think like, oh, nobody's going to want to spend, like they want this, this, and that. But when I tell them it's going to be $50 or $60, that's going to be crazy. No, we had, just like Christina said, we had so many people that bought $50 packs, $60 packs, like just like crazy, but they wanted to experience the product. So it's all good. And now we're really excited because they got a wide variety of products. They are for sure becoming a loyal customer, for sure. And you know what? They're going to be so excited to be a loyal customer when we're like, hey, I can get you my discount. So now you can get it at this price. So it's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and they don't bat an eye. They're just like, okay, great. $60, okay.
I think we literally had like 2 people, I'm not even kidding, I heard 2 people that said, oh, that's expensive.
Yeah, I didn't hear it at all. So
and then even when they did, when you get that, just because I want you to know, like if you ever get that from somebody, when you break it down and you say like, let's just use the keto coffee as an example. If somebody were to say, oh, that's expensive, but then you break it down, well, it's about this much for a cup of coffee a day. Do you ever go to Starbucks or Caribou? Then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna go to Starbucks or Caribou and I spend $6 on a coffee or whatever it may be. So you just have to break it down for them so that they can realize it's not expensive and it's something that's actually gonna be good for your body and doing something for you instead of making you fat and tired and, you know, run down and all the things that go along with those really bad drinks.
Like you want to have more coffee.
Yes. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about is follow-up, because this is so important when you are doing shows. Again, just like I think Christina mentioned it already. If not, it's because you told me you were going to mention it, so I'm sorry if I take this. But the goal of a show, you know, it's so awesome that now we're able to make some really great cash at shows. But I've always said, like, you're not going to shows to make a boatload of money. That's not the goal of a show. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. The goal is to get leads. The goal is to get connections, because if you follow up, if you build the relationship, those connections will turn into money, because they'll become customers or they'll become distributors, or they'll be a doorway and they'll lead you to other leads in the market. So we want to make sure we're following up. If you are not willing to follow up, do not do an event, because the follow-up, the fortune is in the follow-up. So let's talk about how we follow up. Christina, you were going to chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I kind of started doing it today, but tomorrow's like my real like 8-hour work day. And so I'm like, I want to make sure I'm doing it full in. And so what I started to do was the people that I sold the samples to that I remember, like I just remembered them. I remembered our conversation. It was very personal. And a lot of them that had bought samples is because I was making my BFF and I was making my coffee and I was, all of the stuff that I was doing, and it made me just think in my conversations. Again, you guys, like, be friends with them, like, be personal, talk about their day, their goals, like, what do they want to do? How can they incorporate this in their life? And I remembered a lot of my people when they were going to use these products, what time of the day. And so I messaged a few of them today. I just voice messaged them. I'm like, hey, Sarah, I was just thinking about you. I'm making my BFF. I wanted to just make sure I got this message out to you before you wanted to make it before lunchtime. And then again, I just told her how I like it, how I love the BFF. And then I said, she had also gotten like reds, greens, and collagen or something. And so I was like, and just remember, because they're busy, you guys, like when they go to expos, like they're getting all this stuff bombarded. And so if you don't do it like within a couple days, it's not fresh in their brain and they may kind of like slightly forget a little bit. So you want to keep that excitement. So what I always do is like 2 to 3 days, depending on how many follow-ups you do. Like mine will be much more than 2 days because I have a lot of follow-up. Is I'm just going to reach out to them and I'm going to pick a winner and I'm going to say, you actually were in our drawing for a free sample. You weren't the winner, but I can still get you the vendor discount. I know you're really interested in XYZ because I take notes on my lead slips. So your lead slips look like something like this where they're, the sheets. And so when you fold it, when you're doing an expo, I just kind of write something about them just so that I don't forget. And so I'll just use that okay, I remember one girl talking about her daughter playing volleyball. And you have those relationships, you build those connections. And so I always try to bring something up about our conversation that day so that they know I'm not just in it for a sale, but I genuinely remember their conversation. And so if they didn't win, my goal right now is going to be to get pop-ups going. So if they didn't win, I'm just going to say something like, hey, I'm either going to give you the vendor discount price still in the samples of whatever it is we were talking about, the super reds or chocolate greens, whatever. Or I can actually get it to you for free if you're willing to get a couple people over together to just do a sip and sample exactly what you came to on Sunday, Saturday, whatever. Just because I want to have my funnel completely filled of all of these potential pop-ups so that when we go into conference, I've already put the bug in all of these people's ear. So that's my goal. I don't know how Krista will approach it. I'm sure she'll tell you, but my goal is to get into people, in front of people as much as I can. And you guys listen, that was like an hour and a half distance for my house. And it was like an hour from Crystal. I'm willing to travel 2 hours to go do these events. I've always done that. To go do these pop-ups. So if they're in Minneapolis, you better believe I'm going to book a pop-up and I'm going to go up there because this is my job. So my approach is to do pop-ups. If that's like a no-go and you guys are freaking out and you're like, I don't want to do pop-ups, then don't offer that. Don't say that as your follow-up. Do whatever works well for you and what you're confident and comfortable doing. And I always tell my team, if you're not comfortable doing it, I will go with you and I will lead it and you watch and then you figure out how you want to do it. So I know Crystal and we've always done that. If you are nervous and afraid, we'll go and do it for you and just help you. But then that way you kind of figure out how you want to run it. And then the other way that I'm going to do it is if they're like, nope, I don't have time because it's going to be hectic and I'm probably going to get no's because the holidays, is then I'm going to say something like, are you willing to throw a post up on your social for me, and then I'll give you a free sample based on who I gather from it or whatever. And I'm not using the exact same host to post that we've always done because of the way the algorithms are. So I'm going to talk about poppy or sip and sample pop-up shop on my post to post that I'm going to do about who would like to try their vitamin water or something. I haven't got that far yet, but that's kind of my thought. So there's a couple ways you guys can approach it. You can do a sample pack where they still get the vendor discount. They can book a pop-up and they can get it for free if they have 3 or 4 people show up. And then again, you're in front of people getting their samples. Or they could throw a post on their wall for you. So it just kind of every conversation is going to be different because we had so many different conversations. But that's kind of what I'm doing. So Crystal, I don't know, maybe you want to share what your plan is with them.
Yep, absolutely. And actually, I do the exact same thing. So I have always been a big believer on if you are doing events, just like Christina said, I think one of the most important things is just jot down really quick something personal about the person that you're talking to. It can be about what their goal was, or it could be something just like Christina said, maybe you got into a conversation and their daughter had volleyball that weekend, you know, whatever it may be, or maybe they had a baby with them, like a super cute little baby, and you can just say, like, I just have to tell you, like, she was like the cutest thing ever. But anyways, but it's so flattering to people, and now you're on that friend level because you remember something about them. You took time out of all of the people that you talked to that you remembered something specific about them. So that is a really huge thing. I don't want you guys to miss that because that's such an easy thing that you can do that's going to really help you to get different results. Because even if they say no right now, like hopefully you're connecting with them on social and you're going to be able to build this relationship, and you're going to be able to build it faster by doing those thoughtful things that not everybody is doing. So I do the same thing. I would definitely say, just like Christina said, if you are not comfortable going and doing pop-ups, going into people's homes, that's okay. I promise you, it's not scary. Like, again, introverted person over here, I've done it so many times. They're really fun. You could even do it at like a lot of Caribou's and Starbucks, like they have rooms that you can actually like use for free, so you could even do it in a public place if you wanted to. But anyways, but if you're not comfortable doing that, then ask them to do host to post. I think that that's great. Biggest thing with host to post right now that I will tell you guys is that with the algorithms, just like Christina said, copy and pasting is not flying anymore. It's not working. If you are doing host to post and you're not getting anywhere with it, and all you're doing is copy and pasting it, the same thing over and over again, that's why you need to switch it up. So like literally my host to posts right now are, if I'm doing host to post for like hair, skin, and nails or weight loss, it's different every single time. Like I'm literally just making something up. It's all very similar, so it's the same theme, but I'm literally writing something different up every single time I'm doing it. And it's really not that hard to just like switch your words around a little bit, but it's different, it's unique every single time. And those are the posts that I'm getting results on. When I get a little lazy or I feel like I need to get these out fast and I'm just doing copy and paste, I'm not getting results. So it's not helping me anyways. So I've done it both ways, but I would just really encourage you to be unique, use the ideas, you're smart, you know, you can reword it, you can add different emojis. It's really simple, easy swaps. If you switch out 3 to 4 words, you're gonna get better results. So make sure that you're doing that, but absolutely just, you know, following up with these people is so important. I get the best results when I text. So I do a lot of texting or I do a lot of messaging. I don't know if Christina, if you do more phone calls. I personally do not. But also, again, like I'm that person that I will see my phone ring and I won't answer it because usually I have a screaming child in the background, and then I'll text you and say, what's up? Do you need me to call back, or can you type it out quick, or can you send me a voice message? Just because my life is crazy. And so I get a lot of results from texting people. I just feel like I always have gotten better results with that. So that's how I do it, but that's kind of the basis of my follow-up. The biggest thing with follow-up is just make sure that you're doing it. It's so important.
Well, not to mention, but like we're gonna have like Cyber Monday deals, we're gonna have Black Friday deals, we're gonna have still new products, like we're gonna have, you know, conference coming up, like we're gonna have all of these things that are like happening yet. Like the company is not slowing down. So when you build that rapport with them, like, so not only are you meeting them in person, you're having a conversation, they've maybe bought samples from you, or you've had them enter your drawing. Okay, well, there's 2 things. You've done the follow-up. That's 3 things. And you guys remember, it's 7 to 12 times of somebody hearing something or seeing something before they commit to it. So you've already gotten 3 things done, and that's just because you were at a pop-up and they were there and you talked, like, and then you did the follow-up. So they may not, and right now is like a hectic time of the year. Like I am swamped, but you better believe, like, I'm going to make sure I'm in their ear and I'm saying something to them, or I'm following up with them, because I want to get to that 7th time before conference hits. And so, and if you guys are somebody, like if you're brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, Christina, this is stressing me out. I don't want to bug people. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be annoying. Like, they're going to be so mad at me if I follow up. You guys, like, our job is in customer service. We get paid to be customer service. And our corporate has everything else done for us. They have the product. They have the shipping. They have all of that done. Our only job is to be friendly, to be personal, and to find out what their goals are. And they obviously had something intrigued if they came to you and sampled something, or they've commented on a host to post, or they've liked your picture. Like, that's where, like, they've built that connection, and it just takes them 7 to 12 times. I'm so busy that if somebody doesn't reach out to me like 17 times and they're like, Christina, you were supposed to, I'm like, oh, yep, totally forgot. So you don't know what's going on in their life. Like Crystal said, maybe they're with a baby, maybe like they're being a personal Uber driver for their kids 17 times a day. Like, we don't know people's lives. So our job is to be the best customer service, like even better than what you'd want, because people are busy. It's the holidays. They are just like maybe stressing out about money, and maybe they're just like, I want to get it, but I'm so broke. And so you want to have like at least 6 times before conference comes, so that when you're at conference, you're like, my funnel is entirely full right now. It's like almost bursting over, and you're going to push all those people through that funnel, and then you're going to have new people come through. And I read that in a book, and it just sat with me. Like, if you don't have people sitting in that funnel, then you're not doing a good enough job right now, because then you have no one to talk to. So I just encourage you, like, do that follow-up, stay consistent with it. You're not bugging people. I consider them friends. If I've talked to them, they've sampled stuff, and we've had conversations. So they're your friend. It's not cold messaging. It's not, I think a lot of people kind of get afraid to do follow-up because they feel like it's cold messaging almost. Like, I don't know what to say to them. But you guys, when you've built that friendship and that couple times, like, they're now in your warm market, and it's your job to be a good customer service rep to them. So
Absolutely. And we could do a whole Zoom on just follow up. There's so much we could say here. So we'll do that. We'll do that soon, because there is just so much that you could say on follow up. But just to end with this, again, pop-ups are just, it's awesome. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been in this business 9 years. I've been in this business when events and expos and parties are how we built. I was in this business when expos and events sucked and nobody came to them because everything was online. And now, again, we're in this new wave where it's like people want to get offline. They want to see things. They want to touch things. They want to have a connection with somebody. So it's such a great time to do this. You have to be willing to adapt. You have to always be willing to try new things. Social media is where it's at, but don't miss the train on these pop-ups, because they're working right now, and they're working really well. And really, right now we're in the season where we're going to be going into New Year's, our busiest time of the year. We are slowly moving in there, or I should say quickly moving in there, because time is flying like crazy. But right now is the time that you need to be meeting as many people as possible. You need to make sure that every single day you are networking, every single day you are filling that funnel, every single day you are bringing people in and building relationships, because this is what's going to make your boom season. This is what's going to set you up for 2020. This is what's going to set you up for how successful you will be next year, is this time right now. So don't miss out on this, because you need to be making connections. Everybody's going to be going into the holidays. They're going to be getting off of their routines. They're going to be gaining weight. They're going to be feeling tired after it's all said and done. They're going to be going into debt. Like, that's just the reality. That's what happens this time of year. And we have a vehicle that we can help them with all of that. So you need to make sure that right now you are networking, you're building your funnel, you're building your relationships. And pop-ups are just a great way to do that. But even if you're like, nope, not doing a pop-up, one thing I want you to know is right now is the time to be networking and building those relationships and building your network, because that's going to set you up for our busiest time. And moving into conference, 2020 conference is going to be absolutely insane. This year was crazy, and I can't imagine what next year is going to be like. It's just, just hold on. It's getting wild. So, and just a little side note, be ready for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, because you got a little insider info today, and it's going to be good.
Get your list ready, you guys. Like, ready.
So, okay, you guys, well, that's what we have for you for tonight. Thank you for hopping on with us. We'll get this recorded on Legacy for those that weren't able to get on live, and we will see you guys next Monday. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.